AEW just made a big money move by signing Mercedes Moné. Not only do you lock up one of the most sought after free agents in modern professional wrestling history, but you also do so and make a statement that AEW is a place to be. And while we still have a few weeks until her March 13th debut at AEW Big Business, it's still worth saying that this is a move that AEW had to make. With signing Mercedes, not only are you cementing yourself as a destination for future pro wrestlers, but on top of that, you're also gaining a talent in Mercedes who has done nearly everything you could ask someone to do in professional wrestling. She's main evented WrestleMania, main evented pay-per-views, been a draw, been a world champion time and time again. This is someone who is going to bring a sense and a level of credibility that not many free agents have brought over in AEW, not since at least CM Punk or Bryan Danielson. This is someone who has proven themselves to be a draw and one of the best professional wrestlers of her era. Look back at the work that she did in WWE as Sasha Banks, making history time and time again, main eventing WrestleMania with Bianca Belair in one of the greatest WrestleMania main events of all time. A moment that will go down as one of the coolest sights, seeing both women go toe-to-toe while also being emotional given the history of that moment. And then you look at her main events in Hell in a Cell, her main events on Monday Night Raw. Mercedes is not only a trailblazer, but she's done so at such a young age and still has so much to give to the business. And it looks like she's going to be giving her all in AEW as she is set up for some amazing feuds with the likes of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, the current reigning AEW Women's World Champion Toni Storm, and others like Deonna Purrazzo, Jamie Hayter when she returns, Thunder Rosa, and the list goes on and on. There are so many feuds you could have, and the one that I think takes the cake is Saraya. Think about it. There's a story to be told with Saraya's injury and Sasha Banks, now known as Mercedes Moné, being the one who caused it. And you can tell that story in a way that riles people up and gets people ready to see these two go at it in the ring. And if you ask me, that is a money match. Regardless of what you think about either one of them, know this. If they sell that match at a pay-per-view, it will draw. And if they sell it at a big show like Wembley, it will definitely help move tickets. So you're getting someone with Mercedes who not only can give exposure to your budding stars, help elevate women's wrestling in AEW, which is something that they've honestly needed help with. One of the biggest criticisms that people have had about AEW and their booking has been their inability to properly book women's wrestling on a consistent basis. This is something that has been going on since the early days of AEW. They just have not been able to tell stories consistently with women across the board on their television shows. They've gotten better at it, but it still has a ways to go. And I think getting a star like Mercedes that is not only a needle mover, that can break through some of that red tape, but someone whose star power in things like The Mandalorian and all the other projects he has on the side is just undeniable. This is someone that you have to put on TV. Whether or not she has the belt, whether or not she's fighting for the belt, whether or not she's going for the belt, this is someone that you have to find a place for on your TV show if you're AEW. And it's not just because of the big business, pardon the pun, of her contract. It also has to do with the fact that she herself is big business. We're obviously going to see what ticket sales are going to look like for this big TD Garden show in a few weeks. But know this, Mercedes and her ability to draw is what is going to help women's wrestling in AEW and elevate it to new heights. They have the stars, they have the talent, they have the ability to make great stories and tell great stories with these women. It is just about putting it all together from a booking standpoint. And I think this is going to kind of force AEW's hand to do so. And if you look at what this means for AEW in 2024, this is a massive deal. It's been rumored that they're also about to bring in Kazuchika Okada, and other free agents are potentially on the board for AEW as well as the year goes on. So if you're AEW and you want to capitalize on a lot of the bad PR that WWE has been getting for multiple reasons, I think this is the move that you want to highlight. Make this your CM Punk moment of 2024. Just like at the first dance when CM Punk came into the company and then it was followed by Bryan Danielson, Adam Cole, and many more, AEW has an opportunity to swing the pendulum back in favor of AEW and regain some of that momentum they lost since 2021. I'm not saying they're going to be as hot as they were in 2021. Not many wrestling companies have honestly been as hot as AEW was at that time. However, adding stars like Mercedes and making sure that people know that All Elite Wrestling is the destination for professional wrestling and for professional wrestlers is going to go a long way into changing the perception of AEW as a secondary company into one that is a legitimate challenger brand to WWE. While a lot of this is still going to be figured out over the next coming weeks, one thing's for sure, Mercedes Moné to AEW certainly is big business, but I guess we'll see. Let me know what you guys thought about this in the comment section below, and for more videos, be sure to subscribe to WrestleVibes.